Hello, I'm Bo.
I'm JP.
And this is So Like You Know, the podcast your mother warned you about. This is the show for February 21st, 2019. Yeah.
Yay!
And we are excited to talk to you guys because I always look forward to Thursdays. I really do. I enjoy it. It's just that fun little bullshit moment of the week.
The end of the week. The end of
There's
the
probably that, too.
Everybody's working for the... We can't finish that.
Yeah. So, yeah. But if you guys like us, don't forget to tune in every Thursday at 9:30 Mountain Standard Time right here on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube at SLYK Radio. So, we would like to converse with you, so please pop on in. Remember, this is live, so we can say hi. Hi, Liz.
Hello. Thank you for the Valentine's Day card. I was like...
I didn't get to see it. I want to see it.
What?
I want to see your Valentine's Day cards. I'm your work husband.
I got it when I went home from work.
Anyways, yeah, Thirsty Thursdays. So, as you know, we always like to start out our show with the intro to the craft brew.
In review.
Mr. Pizzle, what are we drinking?
Tonight, we are drinking from... Is it just called the Four Noses?
Four Noses Brewing Company.
Okay, so it's the Raspberry Blonde from Four Noses Brewing Company.
Yep.
It's a raspberry blonde with a 6.5 ABV. This strong blonde ale is brewed with 400 plus pounds of raspberries, wheat, and citrusy West Coast hops to give it a nice, crisp, refreshing, and flavorful profile that is aimed to please.
Is it effervescent?
This craft beer
It's
is occasional beer drinkers alike. The initial sweetness and the balanced out by the bright hop aroma with hints of lemon peel and finishes off cleanly.
Lemon peel. Stop! Don't do this to me again! So yeah, we shall be drinking this throughout the show. We'll let you know what we think of it at the end of the show. So yeah. A little bit left. I'm just going to drink that with my mouth. Anyways, so yeah. But if you guys could, we always appreciate it if you could just roll right on over to our Facebook page and click that like, our YouTube page, click subscribe, or our Twitch page, and follow us. Because it helps us out and makes us feel good. We love you. So moving forward, we got Slick Feed.
Where we geek on your week.
So, if you guys are fans of the Zelda series, which I assume most people are, have you played mini Zeldas? I feel like you haven't, because you weren't really a Nintendo guy.
Nope.
Yeah.
I know who she is. Good.
That's the important part. He knows the difference between Link and Zelda, and that's what really matters in this world. So Zelda's Link's Awakening, which is an original 1993 game that was very popular, huge hit, is going to be getting a remake for the Nintendo Switch, which is pretty cool. Now, the cool part is the remake, it's not going to be like Ocarina of Time or the newest one. It's going to be more reminiscent of the old game, but 3D. So, kind of like Super Mario, not Odyssey. I don't know. You know what? It's going to be a lot like the new Pokemon game, only a little more set back. So that would be the best way to describe it. So I advise you guys go check that out. Link's Awakening, I think, was the first Zelda game I had ever played. Mm-hmm. And I had started to play it again. I think I did. I think it was Link's Awakening on the Nintendo. So there's a monthly Nintendo you can pay for. It's like $4 a month. But you get access to a lot of their old games, which is pretty cool.
Like Nintendo Power. I'm like, no, that's not it. That's
is
a
Nintendo
magazine.
Power still around?
No, I think they recently said that they were going to shut them down.
That's fair.
Along with the Bradley strategy guides.
Yes.
Yeah. This is a full beer. Usually, like, the can fits in there.
Yep.
Very nicely.
But that one's super exciting. I didn't find a date on when it's going to be dropping yet, but I'm excited for that. So we will see, and we will let you know what we think. I recently just picked up the new Pokemon game, newest Pokemon game. I don't remember if I talked about it on the last show.
You said you picked up Eevee?
Yeah, so let's go Eevee. And I've been enjoying it. I mean, it's legit like a regular Pokemon game, with the only real big change is that when you're catching Pokemon in the wild, it's like Pokemon Go. But you still go through when you're battling, Pokemon and stuff, or, trainers. It's still the normal things. You find stuff in the thing. Lewis, you definitely need a beer. Everyone needs a beer.
Go grab yourself a beer, Lewis.
Because beer is good.
There's a raspberry. Ooh,
there is no lack of raspberry in this beer.
400 pounds plus.
400 pound. As long as it doesn't taste like 400-pound monkey, which was probably one of the worst beers I've ever had in my life. No, it's not even up here.
Oh, okay.
I threw it in the trash can. It was so grotesque. Yeah. No, it's... Yep. That's raspberry juice. So what else do we got? Oh, this one's pretty cool. If you guys are fans of Jurassic Park, we might be able to get that pretty soon. So recently an ancient dinosaur tail has been found encased in amber.
Life always finds a way.
Always finds a way. So pretty awesome. And if you look up photos of it, it shows the feathers on the tail. And recent, so they've been checking out, x-rays, taking samples from it, all kinds of stuff like that. They have found out that it is in fact from an ancient dinosaur and not just an ancient bird. So it is confirmed that this is from
same difference.
Kind of. At that point, there was still a difference in the genes, the genealogies. But yeah, enough that they could tell the variants. So it's still pretty cool. I'm excited for that. Now, before anyone gets all excited, DNA does break down.
Degrades.
Yeah, heavily degrades. Yeah. I think the oldest DNA can be pulled is like 3 million years or something like that.
What's the decaying?
1.5 million years? I think it's 1.5 million years. You can get a lot of information from it, but not enough to really push us back into the dinosaur eras. 50 million years ago, 70 million years ago.
Carbon. It's some sort of carbon it's a radioactive isotope that slowly degrades.
Just degrades. Yep. So it doesn't mean they're going to be cloning it anytime soon, but they can still get structures from it, which can help us learn more about dinosaurs. And who knows, maybe as science does progress, we can obtain some sort of full scope of what this dinosaur was or what it was like, which is pretty awesome.
I think it's going to be one of those flying dinosaurs.
So they said it was the artist's interpretation of it, from the little bit of bone structure they got from it, said it should be a land-based dinosaur that was about the size of a sparrow. So like a tiny little furry velociraptor.
Or one of those like
feathery
compy dinosaurs.
Yeah, one of those. So, super cool. Alright, this next thing is... It's cool and terrible. Sorry, super itchy. So we went and got pho the other day, and Matt, who is always up on all Overwatch news, I know you don't know Matt, we've brought him up before, informed me that there was a new Reaper buff that had dropped, and I was unaware of it. I've been mostly playing Black Ops. And so, out of curiosity, I had hopped into Overwatch today to check it out. I played 2 games, and I did not die as Reaper. Didn't die at all. It was ridiculous. So the new buff, all damage coming to him is reduced by 5, and all lifesteals have increased from 30% to 50%. This is on top of his already existing buff, Carbon 14, yep. Already his pre-existing buff that took his big spread from his shotguns and tightened it up a lot. So
more accurate from further away.
I was laying waste to the tanks. It was pathetic. Like, I feel
You don't even need help with your death blossoms now. You just go in.
Ridiculous. It's so fucking ridiculous. Don't get me wrong. I thoroughly enjoy it because I basically just play Reaper, and it might actually give me a chance to beat Maze. Because if there's a May that's on you, you don't kill her. Not as a Reaper. Not if she knows what she's doing. The date is too large. Oh yeah, no, it's 1.5 million years, I think, is the most. Yeah.
No, it's like 55,000 to 60,000 years.
Sorry. Yeah, but just playing the crap out of Reaper earlier, and things were pathetic and sad, and I own the shit out of people. It helps being on a good team. It'll always help. But, yeah. I was just laying waste to everything.
I bet.
So, I mean, to the point where, what was it? I was on a team with two healers, two actual healers, and I came in silver. Shouldn't happen like that. I should never come in silver for healing myself.
Self-healing? Well, as Roadhog, you could. Sometimes I could make it into, like, the silver healing.
Well, yeah, but you're dumping 300 into yourself, like, pretty quickly. So, and especially now with the buff of his that makes the cooldown on that a lot less. I think it's like 10 seconds less, which makes a big difference. So, dude, I am tired. I don't know why, but I'm freaking worn.
It's been a long week.
It's possible. A lot of new rules. Things are occurring.
I'm unaffected.
Yeah, I have more to tell you later. Remind me. So yeah, Slick Feed was quick. Real quick. Not a lot of that kind of news, honestly.
Yep, people playing Apex or Anthem or...
What did you tell me earlier?
What?
Anthem came out and it's okay.
Yeah, Anthem came out and it's okay. Early reviews, and it's kind of somewhere in the middle. It's not great. It's great to some people. It's not great for others. Other people are just finding it. They were hitting. There's comparisons to Destiny, which is understandable because there's that grind wall that you hit, and you're just like, hey, this game's fun, then bam, you gotta grind for weeks on end to get where you want to go.
Yeah, well, not to mention it looks like Destiny as far as like the characters go. Yeah. So
how do you feel about like the reverse leg, like grasshopper legs?
So it looks weird, but it's been proven how effective it is.
Are you talking about those moon boots?
No, so they've talked about like the Super Soldier of the future, the suits that they want to build. It will actually have that because you have this spring, and then this spring actually launches you forward, so it makes you a lot faster. So, yeah, I mean it's one of those things that it's. It
looks weird now, but that's like.
It is. Don't get me wrong. I've seen the humans that have their knees just bent in the back. I'm like, ugh.
They're deformed. And it's
and it's not a benefit for them. Yeah, stairs are not built for people like that.
Like,
unless you have like a knee that bends forward and then an ankle that's like super long. Which I mean, that's like wolves. It's essentially you're looking at wolves and dogs and stuff like that. That rear leg just launches the shit out of you because it has so much power built up through the tendons because a lot of the tendons sit on the top of the foot.
Spring, they compress.
Exactly. So I mean, it's smart that they went with that route, especially. I mean, you add consider an actual super soldier of the future. You want him to be quick and you want him to be agile. So you still have the front facing knees, so you can climb up stuff really fast, and you have that like a dog. So you can just spring and launch yourself forward super fast.
Right.
And that's why, you got those, they have the police dogs that can literally just, it's like 15 feet away, and the Doberman, or not Doberman, the Shepherd just is like, boom, and he launches at that guy and is on him.
Over a car.
Oh, yeah.
He clears it.
Yeah, it's just like Lewis says, physics talk, man. So, it's awesome, and I think the Soldier of the Future, if they implement that, it would be wildly smart. Not to mention, you're taking... So consider a robot like that.
Mm-hmm.
You're having to do... If you have a foot and a calf, this is your power. That's all your power. I mean, it can still be escalated up, but it has to be escalated over the calf and all this stuff. Whereas if you have this and then your foot like that, your foot just goes into angle. All of this is power. It can be batteries. It can be whatever the fuck you want. And there's just this massive amount of torque that can get pushed off from this. So, yeah. Yeah. I want to see this. I mean, Iron Man should have had that. Liz says, random news I learned today. Second season greenlit for Haunting of Hill House. Ooh, anthology-style series. That's fantastic.
Nice.
Do you have a time frame? Because that's exciting. I'm not surprised. Haunting of Hill House was very well received. I mean,
skipped it.
You shouldn't, but I know you're not a big horror person, so I'm not surprised. But if you were to ever get the horror bug, you're like, fuck it, I'm going to watch one. That one. Watch that one.
I watched it. You're just like...
You just said you skipped it.
Don't do this for the other room.
So yeah, I'm excited for it too. It too. So yeah, but that's exciting. Haunting of Hill House for sure. Speaking of exciting things, if you guys have the free time and the wherewithal, I highly suggest you head over to Shell Shock Cosplay. She's our other host that she joins us when she can. Her life got very busy, and it does happen.
She's a cat herder.
Cat herder! But you can follow her on Twitter and Facebook at Shell Shock Cosplay, where you can see her awesome cosplays and other events she takes part in, a.k.a. Knights of the Tempest. An awesome jousting, sword fighting, epic equestrian group, and they do shows, and they do classes as well. And it all happens, spring to early fall. Mm-hmm. But it's all Ren Fair oriented like stuff. So highly suggest you check it out. So back into the next thing, SlickTube.
Tube Slickers.
Where we're going to continue to talk about Haunting of Hill House. And other stuff. Liz says, it changes from horror genre to something entirely different. Worth the watch, John. She calls you John.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't.
Don't do that. It's weird. People call him John at work, and I'm like, ew.
Who does?
Who's that? New people, usually. Emily initially had said John a few times. I was like, no. Done. No.
Johnny is...
Yeah. Well, there's John. Oh, and people call Johnny John. That wigs me out, too. I'm like, no.
Well, I can see like what Brian and Mike might call him.
Well, yeah.
Uncle John.
It makes sense in that scenario. So, yeah. Beer. I drink slower because I talk a lot. But anyways, so SlickTube. This next one's pretty exciting. Sticking on the horror genres. Twilight Zone is returning.
Is that considered horror or like suspense?
It's horror, suspense. Because it's an anthology, they have a lot of variants.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah. So,
Twilight Zone was so good.
Oh, it was. It was. I mean, I bought all of Twilight Zone, a digital remastered version. So worth it.
There's some...
Like, it's just some of those times where you're just like, you don't know what am I going to do? Twilight Zone. I'm always good with Twilight Zone.
And then you watch it and you're just like, the end always surprises you because you get so caught up in the story and you're just like, oh god, oh yeah, of course that's how that ends.
Yep.
I've seen this 50 times and still surprises me.
Oh yeah. She says, I wrote JP but it auto-corrected to John.
Oh.
That's strangely convenient. Anyways. So yeah, but...
I'm in Urban Dictionary.
So Twilight Zone is returning. It's coming to CBS All Access. I know not everyone wants to drop the money for it, but the fact that they're bringing back fantastic 50s and 60s shows, aka Star Trek, and now Twilight Zone,
Unsolved Mysteries.
It's totally fucking worth it. Forking. I'm working on that autocorrect in my voice. John Paul. Hilarious, full of charisma, and you have to love him. Boys are jealous of him. Girls are jealous of the girls he's flirting with. Shows he has feelings for you in a romantic way. Funny, attractive, honest. All a girl could want. Nice. No, what's that third one?
Rednecks.
John Paul are rednecks who love thick girls, thicker than his wallet, and south as well as NASCAR. Generally get all the ladies and spirit fire when it comes to rap battles. Generally don't bathe to keep a good natural musk of his stuff. Yeah. Show topic. Oh, that's a solid one. As we are the group. We'll hit on that right after Slick Tube. Don't let's forget kills. So yeah, Twilight Zone is coming to CBS All Access, and the cool part is it's going to be directed by Jordan Peele, who did Silent Place, Silent Place. I think I'm getting a Good Place. Silent. Shit. I don't know. Jordan Peele does a lot of horror recently, and it's fantastic, and he's wonderful. What the hell? Yes. But yes, so Twilight Zone, super cool. Jordan Peele, epicness, and it's coming on April 1st. I'm definitely excited for it, though. He really has a lot of original concepts, and I'd be interested to see... I want to see his take on original shows and how he's going to alter them. I hope it's not just a remake of the same shit. I would hope really it's like an anthology of a few, and maybe 1 to 3 or 4 episodes are the same, but still with, a personal take on it.
It has maybe like homages, like with the new stuff, like it'll harken back to the old. And it's like, hey, this was in the old one.
Yeah.
If you watched it.
This is one of those times where I really am about. I want to see the artist's interpretation of it, especially because I know the artist Jordan Peele and I've seen his body of work, and I respect what he can bring to it, and I think what he can have would be a good idea. So yeah, I'm excited for that one. So yeah, I mean it already did state that it is going to be having some nods to the original stuff. So I'm just excited.
Get Out.
Yes. Get Out.
That's what it was.
And then he did Black KK Klansman. So, which is actually a story based out of Colorado Springs.
Isn't it the Black Klansman?
Yeah, but I say it wrong. Just roll with it. What else do we got? Oh, so if you guys are excited and fans of Psych is getting another movie sequel.
Woo!
Yeah.
Not much is known about it right now.
No, not a terrible amount, except that they are coming back to Santa Barbara from San Francisco. That was basically all I could really find that was like solid.
The entire cast is returning as well.
Yep. All of them, including Lassie, which is awesome. He was in the last movie, but you could tell that the stroke he had the recent stroke he had a bit of an effect on him. But not in a way that stole from his character. I was still very happy to see him.
Yes.
So
Carlton Lassiter.
It was joyful. It was joyful. So I'm really happy they're doing another one. Like JP said, full cast is returning. So we'll be getting that very soon. I just wanted everyone to know, so make you keep your eyes on it. Speaking of things you might not have known, I informed JP of this, is that there is a My Hero Academia short OVA that is coming straight to DVD. It already hit Japan. It happened on the 13th. So now we're just waiting for it to come here. Whenever that is going to happen, I don't know. But it's about a 20-minute thing, so it's like a little episode. But the story is based around a short comic that was given to all the folks in Japan who went and saw the Two Heroes movie when that had come out. So you can actually read that free comic online, which I had found out, but I'm going to avoid it until I can actually see it. kissanime.ru. What is this? Let's let that load while it's doing its thing. So yeah, I mean, I'm super excited for this one. It's All Might Origin, which is just cool stuff.
Which we kind of saw in the movie that was released.
Yes, Kiss Anime. Oh, is it
streaming?
Is it like an anime forum? I'm guessing it's an anime forum. Looks like it. Oh wait, is this also one of those ones that tells you the episodes to skip? Because I'm kind of getting that.
That's animespoilers.com.
I know that. Let's see. Let's check out .hack. I don't know. I'm going to have to check more into this. I'll keep the tab up. Oh, anime streaming site. Do you pay for it? I hope you paid for it. We like Verve. I like Verve. He pays for his Funimation. Yeah, it's good stuff. Well, you have Crunchyroll and your brother has Funimation. One of those two. One of those things. But yes, so I mean, basically access to it all the time. Anyways, so yeah, that's super cool, and we will be getting that. No, sorry, no pay. That's fair. I've reached a comfortable point in my life where I know I can afford it, and I'm going to when I can. So, that's me. That's me. It makes me feel comfortable. It makes me feel good to give back to the artist, and I think that's reasonable. And I have, like, when I go back and there's stuff that I know I haven't paid for in the past, I buy it so that I make sure the artist can get to it. So, I mean, I understand both sides of that one. I completely do, so I'm not going to hate on you. But my always advice is that if you do get to a point in your life where you can afford to give back to the artist, always do. Because they work hard for it. But that doesn't mean don't take some joy away from yourself, because I had to learn and enjoy for a while in the free mode. We all do it. So, anyways, what are we checking out? Oh, Banana Splits. Yes. This one's a weird one.
I don't know what that is.
So,
I have no idea.
The Banana Splits was an old 1968 shows where it was these big, like, furries, and they had, like, cartoon shorts within it. Go do the videos. So, like, go to the entry or the theme song. No, not that one. Opening and closing themes. Yeah, click on that one. No, unmute it. La, 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 la. Yeah.
Is that where it's from?
Yeah. It's one of those songs everyone, like, knows, but not everyone knows what it's from. Okay, before it gets to 30, pause it. There we go. So yeah, the Banana Splits is coming back. Yeah, so we're going to be getting a little bit of that, but it's going to be in a slight twist. As in, it's going to be a horror movie version. So
it's like Night at Freddy's?
Kind of, yeah. So it's going to be based around a kid that goes to a Banana Splits recording, and things apparently go awry, and the body count starts to rise. It's going to be on Sci-Fi, which means it's going to be a Sci-Fi original. So, you got two sides of possibilities here, you know.
It's going to be fracking good.
Yeah, it's one of the... You got Battlestar Galactica, and you got Sharknado. It's going to land somewhere in there.
Both are good.
Sharknado's good when you're plastered. So, yeah, so we'll see what happens from that. It's going to be a little strange, oddity. Who knows what's going to happen from that. All right, last bit of subjects for SlickTube. And this is a more of a curiosity statement. I advise no one go Google this. But apparently the Game of Thrones Season 8 cast has been leaked with notes that kind of pointed out the characters' fates. Now, I've seen bunch of articles on this, posted, talking about it, what's in it, and I'm like, who the hell would want to know? I don't understand that. It's like reading the last page of the book. It's like you're getting all up to the point and you know everything that's going to happen, and it takes suspense from you.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is kind of like, I was talking about Twilight Zone earlier. I like artistic interpretation sometimes because it can change the ending. It takes out the flow.
So I was wondering, I'm just like, why are they so angry that the cast was leaked? I'm like, we all know who's in it.
That's true.
But then, like, their fates, then that is kind of crazy.
Yep. So you end up in that scenario where it's like, oh shit. Okay, so we know what's happening. We know it's going to happen to people. And it's just, I can't imagine wanting to preemptively know anything about any shows. I don't want to. I get so furious if someone does show spoilers. And I really don't blame anyone else who gets angry within reason. The general rule of thumb. If...
Month?
I was going to say 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay.
But a month even. So we'll say 2 weeks to a month.
In a year... We're sorry, you've been really lazy about watching your favorite show.
Yeah.
Or movie.
But, so there's two sides to that one. Is that you have this scenario where if you watch just the show and you get no social media, you don't look anything up because you don't want to, then it is on you as a friend to not fucking ruin it for your friends. That being said, now, if we end up in this another scenario where if the show's been out for 2 weeks to a month and you haven't gotten around to it, you either need to just ignore your social media or step your game up and start watching shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's just me. But yeah, if you're friends with me on Facebook and you share a spoiler, fuck you.
I'm gonna post so many spoilers.
No filtering that one. Fuck you. You're a bad human.
Put so many spoilers on your page now.
Oh yeah. No, I will just blast everything I see before you. I will blast your inbox with spoilers. I will destroy your world. This says I've accidentally spoiled endings unintentionally.
Yeah, thanks.
So
I wasn't watching that movie because I hadn't seen it before or anything.
There's a difference between unintentional and just blatant spoilage. Like, I'm not talking like Tom Holland in an interview not being able to control his mouth.
If she hadn't said anything for like 10 minutes, I would have found out on my own.
What movie was this?
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, can you believe he lives after he falls in a waterfall? I was like,
what? Why? Why?
Well, I guess I don't need to watch the movie anymore.
So yeah, I mean, accidents do happen. It had been out for a year.
But I had no interest in seeing it, and it was on TV. I'm like, oh, I haven't seen this before. I'll watch it. She goes, "This is crazy. How did he live?" I'm like, oh,
but why? Why would you do that? So, but yeah, I mean, a goofy accident is different, but posting a damn thing, because it was like I have a lot of friends that like to talk about it on Facebook, but what they do is they say
secret group.
They'll make a post and they're like, this post is about this. Spoilers contained. Ignore if you don't want to see stuff. I can reason with that because I can generally skip most of that stuff. So yeah, yeah. What the?
That's
fuck?
a lot of spoilers.
Wow, there's so much spoiler on that. So yeah. So I don't get it. I don't understand. All right, that's it for Slick Tube. Now, Lewis was curious about beginner kilting for beginner kilters. Really, the important part, I would say, of anything, is getting proper measurements, and then going to the website and seeing how. So get your proper measurements, and then figure out where the kilt is supposed to be worn. A traditional kilt is like belly button. But if you go through like Utilikilt or Versailles, it'll be it'll be worn at like your waist.
Yeah, just like regular pants.
Yeah, so it's really important to make sure when you're looking it up is to know where your kilt is going to be worn.
And where should the end of the kilt be? Above
Right.
your kneecap? Below the kneecap? Right
And
at-
if you go to Ren Fair, they're going to give you crap if you wear a utility kilt. Just deal with it and tell them, like, this is how I want to wear it, and roll with it. But yeah, so I have two different types of kilts. I got the one for my waist, and that's the one I got for my wedding. And then I have my utility kilt that sits on my hips. And I wear them both, and it just depends. If I'm feeling extra fat that day, the one that sits on the waist is fantastic. It's also great for parties because it's easier to pull up. So, yeah. So that's just important. It's really important. Get your right measurements. Figure out where the kilt from what that company is supposed to sit on you. Liz says no underwear. That's totally up to you. That just depends on how frisky you are. Because traditionally, kilts are worn with underwear.
wool.
Yeah, like
itchiness.
thick wool, protect your thighs from your balls underwear. Now, if you're a randy bloke and you want to just be able to whip it out whenever, fuck it. Do your own thing. But you know what? I sit down and I flop around and I spin too much out of joy that I just... What the fuck? Could not go underwearless. Not to mention, what do you do with random boners? Do you have to tie them down? Do you like right over the tip, like just below the head, you put a string and you tie it to the belt on the back? Oh, God. So that's my curiosity. I don't know what you do with that. That's wrong. A randy bloke. Yes. So, yeah. Get your measurements. Figure out where the kilt's going to sit. Let's see. And then pick your pleats. Personally, like I said, I like Versailles. I think they have really cool style. I don't own one yet. They have both hip and stomach. And then Utila kilt is definitely more expensive. They're going to last a long time, but they sit on your hips. So, yeah. Oh. No. So, yeah. We are moving on to our last section of the craft brew.
In review.
So, as JP had said in the beginning of the show, from Four Noses Brewing Company, we got the Raspberry Blonde Ale with raspberries. Oh, it does say Raspberry Blonde Ale. I thought I was just saying it wrong. I didn't know. Yeah, man. I don't got a problem with digressing because it's slicking is what we do.
Yep.
It's our thing. So, the beer. The beer is quite good, but it is definitely sweeter than I would want out of a standard beer.
Correct. This is more of a summer beer, I would say.
It's definitely, it's like a Hefeweizen with a substantial amount of honey added to it. Agave. More like agave. Where it's just it's more fluidy and liquidy, and it doesn't coat your tongue. So it's light and enough that it just kind of, you get the full experience of it, and then you just enjoy everything. Liz says, I always thought it was BS when every guy who wore one says, no, you're not supposed to wear underwear with them. That is wrong. It's so wrong. But the beer is, it's delicious, but it's not beer. It's juice. It's juice. It's juice with beer in it. With
a splash of beer.
It is.
Just to let you know that there's some hops in there.
Yeah. So, flavor is really like a 5. It's good. It's tasty. It's delicious. If you are a beginner into craft beers and you really just want to try something different, rock it out. Mm-hmm. Placing it in line with the rest of the beers that I've had and other raspberry ales and other blondes, it's kind of sitting more at like a 3, maybe a 2.75. And that's solely just because it didn't have enough beer flavor for me.
Which is weird because beer flavor for me is like hops.
Mm-hmm.
Extreme hops. Double hops, quad hops. All right.
And I like my Hefeweizen. So, I mean, generally you would think this is already a type of beer that I would enjoy because of its light fruitiness. But yeah, it's a little too much. This has a beer to go with dessert, perhaps.
Hardly any carbonation, so...
Yeah. If you were to cook this down, and so it became more of a syrup, and you blended it with like a heavy whipping cream and turned into a raspberry brew whipped cream, it'd be fantastic. I would thoroughly enjoy that, and I kind of want to try that, and I wish I had another can.
You have a Insta freezer and make like some sort of ice cream with it.
Oh yeah, no, that would be good too. Like a nice, yeah, like pop. Yeah, no, I'd be up for that. But yeah, as far as the beer goes, 2.75, 3. Where are you sitting?
I was sitting at a 2.
At 2.
I was 3.5.
3.5. You positive? Or are you just being nice?
No,
Okay.
I still like it, but
it's a hard one, right? Because the beer itself and flavor
the
is
flavor
tasty.
is good.
It's
so
very
you
good.
get some points from there, but like as a beer wise, it is not what you're expecting.
Yes.
For beers.
Yep. I second that. Let me flip this bitch.
Because as a blonde,
You're not a blonde. Beer. So, I don't know.
It's very drinkable though. So it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, do you want one of these beers? I would.
Tara would probably even enjoy this.
I would not turn it down.
No. So, if you guys are wondering why we're scoring our beers, that's because we post all our beers on Untappd, UNTAPPD. Is the website and app where you can score your beers, share your thoughts with others, and give great suggestions on beers. If you want to follow us on there, we're at SLYK Radio. JP's on there as
J Pizlatron.
and Shell's on there as Shellshock Cosplay. So please check it out. And you know what? That's it for our show. And yeah, if you ever want to talk to us throughout the week, you sure as damn well can, because we're active on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and we like to talk to people. It makes us happy. If you have more questions about video games, kilts, or movies, or anime, we can do that.
Mm-hmm.
We like to talk.
Don't ask us any trivia shit.
No, do not trivia us.
Google that shit.
We went to Gold Camp Brewing the other night, and hey, we came in 4th after being in last place, so that's something. But the winner was 3 times. They had 3 times more the points than us. And if you know us, we're intellectual beings.
In certain genres.
But this is... I didn't know any of that shit.
Well, it's like name this movie, name this artist and song. I'm just like, I can give you the song. I don't know.
Girl is poison. That's easy. But who is it? Like
Bulletproof.
Diddle Piddle Wappa Wappa. Yeah, and they had Bulletproof. I knew Bulletproof, and I was like, but who's
Belle DeVoe?
Belle DeVoe, and the other one was LaRue, was Bulletproof. But still, I mean, I know that now, and I'm not going to forget it after feeling like an idiot. But, oh, suck at trivia so bad.
Some people are good at it, some people are not.
Yes.
I am not one of those people.
Exactly. But you know what? That's it for that. That's it for our show. And you know what? Thanks for listening. Don't forget, we put out new episodes every Thursday, 9:30 Mountain Standard Time, right here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch at SLYK Radio.
Have any empty space on your iPhone or Android phone and trying to fill it up? You can subscribe to the YouTube and Facebook and stream us on Stitcher, Smart Radio. New shows every Thursday.
Later, Lewis. Later, Lewis. So Like You Know is not responsible for anything ever.
Produced by Slick Solutions somewhere in Colorado.
And So Like You Know is completely weightless.
Like your opinion.
Just kidding.
We care.
But your government doesn't.
Don't you forget.
We love you guys. Have a fantastic evening, and we will see you next week. Bye. Bye. Oh boy. I just